think it needs a good president. I think that that doesn't. Well, I've just said it in one of my previous questions. Gender, race, whatever denomination shouldn't come into it, and it should be about who's best for the job. And all this talk about whether a black president's good or whether a woman president's good is bullshit. Whoever's the best person for the job, whether that's a woman or a black guy or an Asian guy or a black woman or whoever, you know, it's a little consequence. It's like what's going on upstairs, not like what's on the outside. And like, I was on the train the other day, and I heard this girl. This is a slight bit of a tangent actually, but this girl, she was like talking about Hillary Clinton. She was like, I'm not saying I'm in favour of Clinton because I'm not, but she said, oh, well, I don't think Hillary should get in. I mean, you know, she can't even keep her man happy. How's she going to keep a country happy? And I was like, oh, you never just said that. You never just said that. And I was so flabbergasted. I didn't say anything. And I was so angry with myself. I was like, I wish I'd like rammed on a chair and been like, what are you talking about? Because her husband cheated on her. She's a bad person. Like, what would you say if like your friend, if your friend had been cheated on by a boyfriend? Would you say, well, you deserved it, you didn't keep him happy? It's like, whoa, that just doesn't make sense. But yeah, whoever's best for the job, as with anything. Meritocracy rules.
That's a big one. That's a big question. I think that if the candidates would, if it wasn't Hillary Clinton, then it would be in a fairer. Obviously, it's not your question. You know, it's talking about specifically about the people. I think Barack Obama is a very incredible human being. I think he's a really good speaker, and I think that Hillary Clinton isn't so much. And I think that if she became president, she'd get eaten alive. You know, I think that if Obama becomes president, they're going to do their best to fucking up the ass as soon as he walks in there. You know, there's hundreds and hundreds of years of horrible bastards being in control of that country that the shit's going to hit the fan if he gets in there. But I think that for America to vote in a black president, whether he's the most right-wing, horrible person in the world, just the fact that the American populace is prepared for that, to vote in that kind of a change is incredibly exciting, and personally I'll fall to the knees and kiss the ground if he gets voted in.
And we can come back and film that, presumably. Just
yeah, sure.
In terms of accountability.
Yeah, I'll do it now if you want, and then you can just use it if you win.
If I can speed him into office, you do it now.
Yeah.
Just if you don't mind, just because that's a really, really interesting response. It sounds from your answer that I mean, because I've personally got mixed feelings about this, and it sounds from your answer that you do think that it will make a significant difference if he's voted in. And I just read yesterday that the biggest arms manufacturers in North America, you know, all the people that are making bombs and munitions are all funding, and have been from the start, funding Obama's campaign. And I just kind of, I'm personally, and people I speak to around are kind of torn between really wanting this to be the great leap forward, to quote Billy Bragg, and then to learn that, you know, all of these munitions companies are actually, you know, picked Obama.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, and a lot of people have told me that that he's not exactly the man that you would be led to believe he is from reading his book, or, you know, I mean, he's a politician. You know, politicians by their very nature are slippery, lying, and devious people. That's just how they've evolved as a species, you know. Because to be a politician, you need to learn to get money from people, you know. But And like I say, if he was Satan himself, I would still feel a bit like pretty much anyone who's going to get voted in as president of America is going to be a bit shady. You know? They're going to be Christians, and they're going to want America to lead in global economics, which is, I don't know if you've got enough tape in this camera for us to really enter into discussing the ins and outs of what I'm implying there.
Mm-hmm.
But for it to be a black man, and for the majority of Americans, or a majority of Americans, to vote him in, whether fucking Beelzebub is funding him himself, I think it signifies a shift in people's perceptions, people's race perceptions, and that's just something that I'm quite involved in at the moment, you know, and have been for a while.
Mm.
The idea of eradicating racism or prejudice due to the colour of a man's skin or a woman's skin is something that I think is really important. And whoever gets voted in, there's going to be some dirt or some shady funding on some level. You know how much money it costs to run a campaign like that? A lot. I don't know either.
No,
But I don't know exactly, but it's a big old country, you know what I mean? You have to hit a lot of people, so you need a lot of money. So I'm not surprised to hear that there's some dodgy funders, and that you know, everyone who's going to give anyone some money is going to have an agenda. But I think I'd rather it be him than you know, McCain or any of these other